It started innocuously enough. I was scrolling through my gallery, checking out photos from a recent hike, when I noticed something peculiar. In the corner of several images, there was a shadowy figure lurking, a shape that hadn't been there in real life. At first, I thought it was a camera glitch or maybe a trick of light, but the shadow kept appearing in more pictures, growing clearer each time. My heart began to race as I realized that this was no ordinary shadow. It seemed to be following me, its presence more pronounced in each photograph as if it was trying to get my attention. I started to feel its presence even when I wasn't looking at my phone. It was as though the shadow had seeped into my reality, threading itself through the fabric of my everyday life. I would catch glimpses of it in reflective surfaces, just out of the corner of my eye. It felt like it was everywhere and nowhere all at once. Desperate for answers, I decided to take a series of pictures in quick succession, hoping to capture more details. That's when I noticed the pattern. The shadow seemed to be forming shapes, almost like letters. It was trying to communicate. As the days went by, the shadow's messages grew more coherent. It spelled out words, sentences, and eventually, a name, Elena. I didn't know any Elena, and the more I tried to ignore the messages, the more insistent they became. I started to research, digging through old newspaper archives and local legends, trying to find any reference to Elena. Finally, I stumbled upon a decades-old news article about a young woman named Elena who had gone missing under mysterious circumstances. Her disappearance had never been solved, and her body was never found. One night, as I lay in bed, my phone buzzed with a notification. I picked it up, and my heart stopped. The latest photo showed the shadow standing at the foot of my bed, its form clearer than ever. My phone's camera app opened on its own, and the shadow began to type a message, "Help me." My room grew colder, and I felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The shadow started to move towards me, its intangible,